Hello, and once again, thank you for joining us here at the Gold Standard Group YouTube channel. I'm rocking my college t-shirt because I want to tell you a quick story. Because as a young man, I was able to do many things that I wanted to do. I partied hard, I traveled the world, I met many people in different cultures, and I experienced a lot, And now, as a middle-aged man, I might say, I'm starting to have kids, and I've started my family. 5, 6 years ago, I started my family. So now I can't move and travel and do things the way I used to. However, one of my goals is to make sure I take my family to all the great places that I've visited around the world, from Buenos Aires to Rio de Janeiro to Marrakesh to Spain, to Barcelona, to Berlin, Germany. I want to be able to take my family and my kids to all these great places. One of the reasons I'm in Karatbars International is because of my family. And, for me to reach that goal of being able to travel the world, take them wherever, I've been, I need some financial freedom. And also, as a middle-aged man, I've made up my mind that, look, I can't work till I'm 55, 60 years old, all right, to pay for my kids' education, to make sure my family has some financial security. I can't do it. I knew I needed another way. So that what brought me to Gold and to Karatbars International. Karatbars, the affiliate system, just the wealth building solutions that we have has provided another way. I can now earn income from anywhere in the world. All right. And I can build something that I can pass down to my legacy. And we're going to start taking those trips. We're going to start taking those trips from Dominican Republic to Jamaica. It doesn't matter. We're going to go to Guyana. We're going to go to Brussels. We're going to be all over Germany. We're going to Stuttgart to the headquarters to pick up a little bit of gold. And we're looking forward so much right now to going to Australia this summer. So shout out to the whole team down there in Australia, Queensland. Look, we'll be joining you soon. LAC Gold and Lucky Rico. But thank you for listening to the story. Now let's get into a little bit of what's going on today in the world of gold and Karatbars. And I want to take an opportunity right now to shout out everybody that joined our Gold Standard Group conference call, our Monday night conference call last night. Thank you for all your participation. Everyone who had joined from around the world. We're getting people shouting us out from all over the world. And it's so beautiful to be able to touch people in a way where we're able to share information, where we're able to help people grow and build. And this is the reason I continue to do what I do here at the Gold Standard Group YouTube channel. We're doing our small part in this huge Karatbars ecosystem. We're letting everyone know as much as we can. And let's look right here, because gold is trading right now at 1645. We moved down from those 1670 highs. It looked like we were approaching that 1700 mark, but gold is retracing, which is good because, you see the increase in gold here. It's good that we have fallen back to, I believe, a comfortable level. I think if we can hold between, 1640 and 1655, I think if we can stay in that range, that's a really good sign for gold bullion to take its next step. And we see a good cloud forming for our future. And we're looking at the day chart right now. So this candle right now, this red candle, is a day candle. All the trading activity so far today before it's closed this afternoon. Right now, 1645 for an ounce of gold. But our future looks great. We are trading right now in the middle of our trading channel, the same trading channel we've been tracking for quite some time if you've been following this channel. So we are in great shape right now, even though we're having a red day for gold. Now let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin looks like it's trying to go back to some previous levels. It has fallen out of our current trading channel. I haven't updated it yet. Looks like it's heading back towards the cloud. So let's see if the cloud will provide some support. Now, I don't expect it to fall very far. It may get back to 8,900 or something like that. But the RSI right now on the daily for Bitcoin is at very, very low levels. So this might be a time in this candle right here to scoop up more Bitcoin, because I think the next move for Bitcoin is probably going to be a bounce, man. It might be a super bounce. It might be a super bounce. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel, folks, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a interested person in these markets, just like you, and I'm going those extra steps to teach myself certain things so I have a better idea what moves to make. And that's all we do. We share good information. But it looks like Bitcoin is it's still dropping 93.33 right now. I don't think it's time to panic. I think, if you were waiting on a good opportunity to get in to some Bitcoin, you buy the dips. Because it looks like we're not going to dip very long, in my opinion. If we're looking at Bitcoin dominance is trying to gain. Right now, dominance is still bearish. Altcoin's still looking good. So don't get too worried about that. If dominance regains a bullish posture, I'll let you know. But right now, it looks like we are having Bitcoin dominance is moving up. If we get into that 65% range, then it's something we got to pay attention to. All right, so that's all I got right now for charts. As I saw this story on Geopolitical Monitor, I thought it was a very interesting story. It came out today, February 25th, the future of the global monetary order. And right now, the U.S. dollar is the global Federal Reserve currency. So this article by Jose Miguel Alonso Trabanco. I think I said that right. I'm surprised myself right there. All right. Strategic forecasting is not an exact science, especially when it involves a phenomena whose behavior is shaped by several variables. Hence, exploring the future of monetary hegemony is the challenging task that requires considering both geopolitical and financial factors. So this is what this story is all about. But I went through and I read it and I highlighted some things that I thought that was particularly important. So they have laid out several scenarios that could happen if the dollar falls as the world reserve currency. Now, in the first scenario, it's like nothing ever happened. We'll continue on as normal because Washington would have done everything in its power to preserve and enhance the dominant role of its currency, our currency, as an international unit of account, store value, and a medium of exchange. All right. But potential challengers could be more increasingly bold and assertive in order to establish their own parallel financial and monetary circuits. All right. Especially what's going on with Moscow and Beijing. They know that the role of the dollar is one of the cornerstone of U.S. power. So it is hardly surprising that it is in their crosshairs. So that China and Russia are stacking more gold and they're challenging the monetary supremacy of the U.S. dollar. All right. So the power of empires inevitably decline after reaching their zenith. They are often victims of their own success. Their currencies follow a similar trajectory. So yes, the United States, a very successful country, very wealthy, very smart technically. And we could be a victim of our own success. This is what the story is representing. Moreover, the dollar's position is severely compromised by irresponsible monetary policies. All right. Again, a victim of our own success, like endless quantitative easing and growing spiral of indebtedness, something that is eroding the confidence it entails, an attribute that used to be taken for granted. So basically, all the debt that we're carrying, eventually the world is going to be like, man, the U.S. is some frauds. You know what? The American dream doesn't exist. We are going to ruin ourselves. The whole idea that you can come and be and do anything you want to in the United States, it seems like the debt problem is going to crush that dream for everybody. All right, so that's something to think about. Yet Washington is not exactly powerless, and it is logical to assume that it will not relinquish such an asset without a fight. So the second scenario is a replacement by another national currency, because we know China intends to challenge the U.S. monetary order, even if it means the creation of a system of parallel structures conceived to bypass the dollar. That would increase Chinese geoeconomic weight in commodity markets and the international flow of capital, institutional influence, and national prestige. But however, being the issuer of the world's top reserve currency is a privilege that entails important costs, including the responsibility to act as a senior military provider of international security. All right, the third scenario wasn't really interesting: geofinancial biopolarity or multipolarity. Two world reserve currencies. That's the third scenario. Fourth scenario is a rise of a multilateral currency. It's possible that the US dollar loses its privileged status without being replaced by a clear successor. A possibility that arises from this reasoning is the birth of a multilateral currency. The most feasible candidate will be something called a special drawing rights, an artificial asset created as a unit of an account by the International Monetary Fund, and whose value is tied to a basket of several currencies. Hence, they've been described as the monetary equivalent to Esperanto. And they can only be used by states, you need to know this, and not yet by companies or individuals, these special drawing rights. And the Libra, interesting enough, the Libra cryptocurrency Facebook intends to launch would represent a multilateral currency, but one which is managed by a private company, and that's the only difference. So the fifth scenario is a new gold standard. The latest version of the gold standard was dismantled by President Nixon, as we all know, who refused to deliver gold in exchange for dollars. As was agreed by Bretton Woods framework, was forged through multilateral negotiations. However, the prospects of an eventual restoration of the gold standard are being discussed now. And this is hardly a surprise because of the sharp financial crisis that took place a decade ago. Also, the intrinsic volatile nature of the contemporary finance markets. And we see that happening right now with the market crashes happening right now surrounding the coronavirus. And this reality fuels reasonable doubts about a long-term prospect of fiat money in general and a monetary supremacy of the U.S. dollar in particular. So you got to think about that, folks. And it's been argued that the global financial order based on gold as its cornerstone could lead to an international system more stable in terms of geopolitical tension or even military conflict. And the reason why: it promotes physical responsibility and sound monetary policies. Now, the sixth scenario is stateless currencies. The recent proliferation of cryptocurrencies, a product of the fourth industrial revolution, is seen by some as a game changer that has given credence to the idea that at some point some of them could eventually become the new global dominant currency. All right, but they also say that it's very unlikely, and for several reasons. And the real reason is the exchange rate of existing currencies like Bitcoin is so volatile. Instead of acting as a reliable and stable store of value, they operate like speculative assets, and that is true. All right, so then we got the whole doomsday scenario, a systematic meltdown of the whole monetary policy, and then we got chaos in the streets. You can go out and read this article for yourself. I thought it was interesting enough, especially, and what we're doing over here, with Karatbars and gold and these currencies. And then also found this story. It came out, gold to hit 2,000 soon. And the NASDAQ report here, NASDAQ.com, came out with some ETFs that you might be interested in. So if you're looking for gold mining, gold ETFs, any company that is dealing with gold, you can go out and check out this article as well. I won't really go over it. I do own some ETFs. I do trade ETFs. I do also believe that you should own your physical gold. You should actually own your physical gold. You should have it physically in your possession, and you should be able to produce it at any time that you need to produce it. So check out how to tap into the strength of these gold ETFs on this article. I thought it was a very interesting read, but I will leave the link in the comments. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is this website and this company, Webull. It's a stock trading site similar to Robinhood. If you're familiar with Robinhood, free stocks, free commissions, and all of that type of stuff. If you sign up for an account, they're giving you a free stock. Look, I just want to be real and straight up with you. I'm not really into stocks so much because of what's going on with the stock market right now. You know, being in tune with gold and stuff like that, you know, I know that we probably have a safer bet in gold bullion. But for those that really want to trade stocks, I'm talking about Webull because they've invited me to be in their partner program, in their influencer program. So as an influencer, all right, I'm going to start looking at Webull. I've set up my brokerage account. All right, I'm going to start exploring it. All right, so I'm not going out and recommending it right now because I haven't fully explored it. I look at it as another opportunity to try different tools and also leverage an income opportunity. So, folks, if you want to review Webull with me, you can start your account. I did put my link down here in the comment section. This is another tool. Webull is a trading platform. You can trade stocks, you can trade ETFs, you can set up IRAs. I haven't fully explored it yet, so I can't give you a star rating on Webull yet, but the opportunity is out there if you want to go through this thing with me. All right, I will talk about it a little bit more in later videos. We'll explore in depth a little bit about what's really going on inside of Webull. And I wasn't really sure if I even should get involved with it. You know, I wasn't even sure if it really made sense, but it actually does kind of make sense for me, all right, to start partnering with companies and, you know, products that I believe that are good and healthy for us. You know, my wife and I discussed it, like, should, you know, we even get involved in this program, this influencer program? And, you know, we thought about it and I decided to go ahead and do it. You know, I decided to leverage another opportunity to get financially free. You understand what I'm saying? I'm leveraging opportunities along with Karatbars to become financially free. And that's what we, you know, want for everyone here at the Gold Standard Group, to become financially free. So if you can find tools that help you get there, then that's what we promote. If you can do something that earns you money while you sleep, then that's what we promote. All right. If you know the value of gold bullion and you want to start saving for your future in an asset that's continuing to grow, then that's what we do here at the Gold Standard Group. We share this type of information. So thank you so much for joining me. If you want to become a Karatbars affiliate, you know, definitely talk to that person who may have referred you to this video. If you want me as your sponsor, I'll be your sponsor. I'll help you set up your gold savings account. You can do that today by going to karatbars.com, hit the register button, register as an affiliate or a customer, and use Lucky Rico as your sponsor, your referring sponsor. Or you can go to goldbackers.com, goldbackers.info if you want more information about what we're doing here at Karatbars International. So thank you so much. We'll talk again tomorrow.